USRA B-Mod Heat Race of the evening. Andy Bryant, Dunwoody, off into the start zone. Green flag high in the air. Green flag flies. Green flag flies. Andy Bryant. Kerry Davis. Kerry Davis. Adam Dunwoody, side by side. Kerry Davis up into second. Dunwoody third, trying to battle back down. D's off the racetrack. You could throw a blanket over second and third and fourth as Adam Dunwoody pushes up the racetrack, allowing Jake Richards underneath him for that P3 position. Andy Bryant, Kerry Davis, Jake Richards. That is your top three as we've got three down, 5 to go. 3 down, 5 to go. Andy Bryant out of Fort Scott, Kansas, leading every lap so far. Kerry Davis, Jake Richards. Caution on the racetrack. Caution on the racetrack for that 88 machine of Kobe Berger. Flag will fly. Green flag will fly. Andy Bryant working the middle of the racetrack. Kerry Davis on the bottom. Jake Richards ripping the lip right on the top side. Jake Richards working that high line. Pulls up to the rear bumper of Kerry Davis. Kerry Davis trying to change up that line to see if he could catch Andy Bryant. Jake Richards ripping the lip. A 33 machine of Adam Dunwoody off the racetrack. We got a pass for that second place. Jake Richards up to second. Jake Richards. Kerry Davis. Andy Bryant. Jake Richards works through the center. That pushes up the racetrack just a little bit. White flag this time by Kerry Davis right there on the left rear quarter panel with Jake Richards as a battle on the racetrack is for that second and third place position. And your winner of your first of two USRA B-Mod Heat Races, Andy Bryant out of Fort Scott, Kansas. Jake Richards second, Kerry Davis third. That is your top three. Up next, in your second, lead them down the back stretch into the start zone. On the loud pedal, that was a jump. I don't think the flagman's going to allow that one to go on, as looked like Carlisle got a little excited there. Looks like we might have something broke on the 5 machine of West as he pulls on in the infield there. Don't know if he didn't see that caution come out there. Drove up and got there on Carlisle's left rear. We'll see what the call is from will fly. The 345 machine out to the lead. Bailey. his right rear quarter as Bailey is checked down on fall out. Tim Eaton from the tail to third over Wright and Lamferman. Bailey got that 345 machine on field. As we've got 4 down. Green flag will fly. This time by on the loud pedal. Wilkie, the 77 machine, the 25 machine. That 77 machine. Working that middle to high line. Three laps down. Make that 2 laps down. 3 laps down this time by for the 77 machine of Brett. Colbender. Cole Cole Wayman up into second. And Gunnar Pike in third. 5 laps down, 3 to go. This time by. As that 77 machine is set on kill tonight. Turning some amazing laps. Out to a straightaway to lead. White flag this time by. Checkers will fly for that 77 machine. Your first of 3. Mocan. Heat races of the night. The 03 machine side by side. Off into 3 and 4. Green flag flies. Green flag flies. Not sure if our flagman's going to let that one go, but it looks like he is. Zach Thomas. Bade. That is your top 2. Got a pass for that 3rd and 4th place position. Holeman up to 3rd. 3 laps down. 4 to go. 4 down. 4 to go. This time by halfway home. Zach Thomas. Bade Holyman. Less than a second lead. Thomas. Looks like we may have a challenge for that second place position, as we've got one more lap around, as Zach Thomas will be the winner of your second Race Saver Sprint Car feature of the night. Machine of Potter at the back there, both extremely fast cars. Jacob Dye leads them on into the start zone. Green flag flies this time by Jacob Dye, working that bottom line. Topper to second, as we've got them 3 wide there for that 4th, 5th, and 6th place position between Potter. Jack Potter from 6th to 5th. Make that 4th. Your big mover so far. As we've got 3 down, 5 to go. 3 down, 5 to go. Jacob Dye, Topper. Vanden Hinder. Jack Potter. That is your top 4. As we've got 4 down, 4 to go. Make that 5 down. 3 to go, as Jacob Dye is pulled out to a 2.288 second lead over Topper. Racetrack's extremely fast tonight, as we've got 6 down, 2 to go. Make that 7 down right this time by Jacob Dye, taking the white flag. Hustling down the backstretch in through 3 and 4. Your IMCA Race Saver Sprint Car 4th heat race winner of Jacob Dye, J.R. Topper, and Cole Van Der. In laps this time by. Green flag will fly, green flag will fly. Jason Estes from 3rd to 1st, that time by. Battling back on the top side there, that 62 machine. But you have a new leader, Jason Estes. 1 down, 9 to go. The 911 of Mike Miller into second. David Petty. Oh, and we've got 1 around. We're going to stay clean and green. No. Not going to be able to get that car refired. Jonathan Peters. Caution on the racetrack. Caution on the racetrack for Jonathan Peters in that 10A machine, as we've got 2 down, 8 to go. Next machine of Peters pulling into the infield. Gonna call it a night. As the caution lights are out, we'll go green this time by. Jason Estes leads them off into the restart zone. Green flag will fly. Green flag will fly. Jason Estes, Miller, Petty. That is your top three. Two different lines as we've got a battle shaping up for that number one spot there between Estes and Miller. Oh, we've got another one around the 13. D of Peters. Brian Peters not able to refire as we'll have a caution on the racetrack. Caution on the racetrack as we've got 4 down, 6 to go. In this USRA stock car B feature, opening night's winner, Jason Estes has led from the start as we've got 5 down, 5 to go, halfway home. Caution lights are going out this time by. Jason Estes, Mike Miller. They'll hustle them on down into the restart zone. Green flag flies. Green flag flies. Jason Estes working that high line. Miller working that low line. Thought we were going to have a new leader, but Jason Estes was able to battle back on the outside. Jason Estes working that high line. Miller falls him back through. 7 down, 3 to go. 7 down, 3 to go. Jason Estes, Miller, Petty. That is your top 3. Eight down. Two to go. Next time by will be the white flag. As Petty got around there and 3 and 4 brought out the caution. Jason Estes. 2 laps remaining. As Petty got crossed up, went on a tilt-a-whirl ride, facing the wrong way in a one-way, bringing out the caution. Gonna have to take that car track side back to the pit area. As in our B features, you only get 1 caution. One to go at the flag stand. Head them down the back chute. Getting ready to step on the loud pedal. Green flag flies. Green flag flies. Jason Estes Watch that battle for third and fourth. As the white flag will come out this time by Jason Estes. Miller, Marshall, Dixon, that is your top four. And your winner of your B feature tonight. Last opening night's feature winner, Jason Estes. Up next on the racetrack will be your A feature event for our EMOD division, going 12 laps. Starting on the pole in the 25 machine, that is Lance Greer. Starting outside him in the 22C machine, that is Chase Byrne. Last or opening night's feature winner, starting second row inside. Watch that 14H of Blake Hayes. Starting outside of him in the 8 machine, that is Coleman Browning. Starting inside third row in the 08 machine, that's Nathan Hampton. Starting outside of him in 6th position, that 37 of Nathan Asher. Starting inside 4th row in the 4K machine, that is Jared Stoneham. Starting outside of him in the 6th machine out of Silver Lake, Kansas, that is Zach Boyd. Starting inside row 5 in the 08D machine, that is Dalton Stoll. Starting outside of him in that number 10 position, that's a 1A of Jared Hilliard. Starting 11th on the field tonight in the 24B, that is Braxton Gibson. Starting in, or 12th outside in that 511 machine. Watch that car, as he would be a fast mover out of Iowa. That is Keith Simmons. Starting 13th on the field, that is a 33 of Kevin White. And starting outside of him in the F16, that's Sean Kerner. Starting 15th, the 16E of John Eds. And starting outside of him, 16th, the 9X of Josh Boyd. Starting inside row 9, 17th position, that is the 75B of Braden Royce. Looks like the 52 will be a scratch, so it'll be the 14T. Yep, he's out there of Jason George. We also got a scratch with Chase Query, and then the 21 of Connor Johnson. That will be your field. Caution lights are out. Will go green flag this time by as they get ready. Step on that loud pedal. Green flag flies. Green flag flies. Greer to the lead, working that high line. Blake Hayes to the bottom. Coleman Browning. We've got them 3 wide going down the backstretch into 3 and 4s. We've got one off the racetrack. Nation Wolf off the racetrack, down the hill. You do see the car he's coming back on as he lost the racing surface. It will be a complete restart as we did not score a lap that time by. Asher pulling back on the racetrack there. Will have to go to the tail for bringing out that caution. Complete restart as they had gotten a little jumbled up there coming off of 2. See a little bit of sheet metal damage on a few of those cars. Little right side romance going on. As it looks like lineup is correct. We'll give them the 1 to go this time by. No laps scored. complete restart. Greer, the 22C machine, side by side. Off into the restart zone. Green flag flies. Green flag flies. The 22 machine, much better start that time as we've got them side by side for the battle for the lead. Hustling into 3 and 4. The bottom line, top line. Working, pushes up the racetrack a little bit, allows Coleman Browning to get around that 25 or that 22 machine. Blake Hayes, we've got a challenge for the lead. Coleman Browning. Greer follows right in his footstrap, turns down the racetrack, working that bottom line side by side at the flag stand. Greer able to hold him off. Coleman Browning with a slide job. White Castles are served. Greer going to repay the favor. Coleman Browning going to turn down underneath him. Gets a good run off there. And Coleman Browning, we have a new leader this time by. Coleman Browning, Greer, the 22C machine, and Hayes. That is your top 4. As we've got racing throughout the surface here. Coleman Browning going to get into some lap traffic here in just a few laps as we've got 4 down, 8 to go. 4 down, 8 to go. Coleman Browning pulling out to about a 6-car length advantage over Greer. Blake Hayes moved up into second over that 22 machine. As like I said, we're going to get into some lap traffic this next time by. It looks like something awry on that Gibson machine on the bottom of the racetrack. Ill handling race car. Coleman Browning halfway home this time by. 6 down, 6 to go. Coleman Browning out to about a half a straightaway lead over Greer. Hayes, that is your top 3. Caution on the racetrack as we've got Boyd around. Also got the 6 machine off the pace too. Don't know who that's going to be charged with. Whether that's going to be Josh Boyd or Zach Boyd. As both of those cars were off the pace. But it looks like we've got 6 down, so we're halfway home. 6 down, 12 to go. Coleman Browning taking the lead there on lap 3, on lap 3. Looks like the caution going to be charged to the 6 machine of Boyd. He'll have to go to tail to the back. That would be Zach Boyd. Zach Boyd to the tail. Waiting on race command. All these drivers do have a race receiver in. It's a one-way communication, so we can talk to them to make sure that the lineup is correct, tell them where they need to be. Also allows us under a caution or a red flag to let these drivers know what's happening, as it's pretty fast-paced in these race cars. Don't always know what's happening right ahead of you. Zach Boyd go ahead and opted to go right to the pit area. Looks like the lineup is correct as we go into our Delaware double file restart. Leader out front. Blake Hayes choosing inside. Greer to the outside. Caution lights are out. We'll go green flag this time by as we are halfway home. 6 down, 6 to go. Coleman Browning leads them off into the restart zone. Green flag flies. Yes, it does. Step on that loud pedal. Coleman Browning on that high size. Blake Hayes on the bottom size. We've got him 2 wide. Oh, we got one around. Greer gets crossed up there. Bundles him up. That brings Simmons into third as we got a battle for the lead. Blake Hayes takes over that number 1 spot over as a caution comes out. As we've got them piled up on the back stretch there, entering into 3. Several cars involved as Blake Hayes had just taken over that spot. Coleman Browning, definitely the lucky guy in this one, as he'll get his spot back as they go to the last completed lap. Can't tell, but I believe that's a 21 machine over there, sitting in the middle of 3, or the entrance of 3 there. I believe that is the 21 of Connor Johnson, I believe. Can't see the numbers quite from here. Looks like we've got, at least on my race pass is saying we've got 7 laps down. And it is showing Blake Hayes as the leader. Blake won opening night here at US 36 Raceway. They work to get that cars off the racetrack. We've got them stopped as we've got the tow truck out there trying to get them off the racetrack. The racing surface is blocked. Looks like Gibson is down in the infield there, and the 24 machine must have been involved in that also. I missed what happened there as I was watching that race for the lead. Restart zone, green flag flies. Yes, it does. Step on that loud pedal. Coleman Browning on that high size. Blake Hayes on the bottom size. We've got him 2 wide. Oh, we got one around. Greer gets crossed up there. Bundles him up. That brings Simmons into third as we got a battle for the lead. Blake Hayes takes over that number 1 spot over as a caution comes out, as we've got them piled up on the back stretch there, entering into 3. Several cars involved as Blake Hayes had just taken over that spot. Coleman we've got a break in the action. If you have been down to the U.S. Raceway's Beer Garden, seeing Miss Cody have an adult soda, make sure you have a designated driver tonight. We want you to make it home safe. And back here next week to enjoy some great racing here at US 36. As just a reminder, on the 23rd of May, we do have the 410 Power Eye Outlaw Series going to be in town. Also, the IMCA Race Savers with them, and our Pure Stocks there on the May 23rd. Will be a great show. That was our makeup from our April 1st race that got rained out. Alan Staley will be in the house calling the Power Eye Outlaw Series. Really enjoy working with Alan. We'll also have the start to finish video on demand here at that night, covering that, as it looks like we've got all the race cars off the racetrack that were involved. Lineup looks correct. I'm going to run through a little bit of moisture there, it looks like, maybe. Or maybe trying to get some debris out of the racetrack there after that accident. Let's see if that 8 machine of Coleman Browning can get back around that 14 machine of Blake Hayes. And coming from a little ways back, Keith Simmons in that 511 machine, definitely on the move, as he is up three spots, as it looks like we're going to give him one more time around as the 22C machine is stopped there on the entrance at turn 3. Able to refire that machine, join the tail of the field. As the racetrack has definitely changed since these guys were out earlier this evening, as it looks like it's slicking off there on the high side. A little bit of moisture still left there on the bottom. Definitely a couple lanes. Looks like maybe somebody let something go there as they're putting some floor dry down there on the entrance of 3 right there on the back stretch. You see our track official out there spreading some floor dry out. Looks like somebody lost some oil out of some engine. May have been part of the cause of that accident. Never a good sign to see oil on the racetrack. Usually means you got a hole in an engine somewhere, and that's never a good sign. So they're going to spread that out a little bit, have these guys ladies drive right through it, make sure that we get it spread out there so we don't get that oil off the racing surface. Looks like they're going to run through at least one more time. They try to spread that out. Most of these engines, depending on the oil pan that they have on the car, will here hold either 7 or 8 quarts of oil. So that's probably what we've got down on the racetrack. And usually don't put the oil dry out when we have a coolant, a radiator leak or a coolant leak of some sort. It's usually only when we have oil on the racing surface. So looks like track officials are going to call it good as they head back to their side-by-sides, get off the racetrack. Looks like Chad, our flagman, is going to give him a 1 to go this time by. Caution lights are out, as we do have 7 laps down, 5 to go. 7 laps down, 5 to go. See if we can have a 2-time winner here in our EMOD division. Coleman Browning, Keith Simmons. See what they can do to stop that from happening as we get on the loud pedal. Green flag flies, green flag flies. Blake Hayes hustles them on down into 1 and 2. Coleman Browning to the bottom, trying to make that low line work as we've got him side by side down the backstretch. Coleman Browning working that low line, dives it in. Dive bombs it in. Keith, yep, we got White Castle served up. Slide job central as Blake Hayes battles back around Coleman Browning. Coleman Browning following right in his foot tracks. Coleman Simmons starts working that bottom line. Throw a blanket over that first, second, and third. Coleman Browning back up to the high side. Simmons to third, or second, as we've got a caution on the racetrack. Looks like the 12D of Pride. Slow on the racetrack. Able to get that car back up to speed. As we've got 9 down, 3 to go. 9 down, 3 to go. See what race command says. If we're going to keep single file or if we're going to go Delaware double file. It looks like we're going to go single file from here on out, as we give them a couple opportunities to go double file restart. Yes, we are going to go single file this time by. Caution lights are out. 9 down, 3 to go. Blake Hayes and Coleman Browning putting on a show there. See what happens here. Green flag flies, green flag flies. Coleman Browning. Blake Hayes. Simmons up to second, working that low line, trying to make it work. Is it going to stick? It will stick this time by, as we got 1 to go at the flag stand. Blake Hayes, Simmons, Coleman Browning. That is your top 3. Simmons working that low line right through the moisture, pulls up beside him. Blake Hayes, though, is going to be able to hold him off this time by. Your feature winner, Blake Hayes. it, fans. Helmets off. Climbing out of the car, Blake Hayes. 2 times in a row. Feature winner. Extra money involved tonight for our Mike Franks. Blake, you want to get your picture?
Oh.
Blake, you had that Pro chassis working really well, my friend.
Yeah, it's hooked up pretty good right now. That track had a lot of character in it tonight on both ends, and you really had to be wheels up on it.
Yeah, well, between you and Coleman, you guys were back and forth. Come over this way just a little bit. Back and forth there, slide job central, White Castle served up. What'd you think when Coleman come back around you there?
Yeah, it was, like you said, it was just slider fest after that, and I know I got into him. He got a little bit into me. Hope no foul, no harm, no foul. So, yeah, we just fortunate to go 2 for 2 in 2025, and just like to thank all my sponsors and my wife, mom, dad, Brett Weidman. He had a helping hand in this week, but X Factor, CNR Construction, Bethany Building Center, Dyes Auto, Harley and Me, O'Neill's Motorsports, Naughty Boy Motorsports, Ready Farms, Timberwolf Construction, 5-Star Contracting and Maintenance. I'm sure I'm probably missed somebody, but thank you everybody that's helped out in 2025.
Well, fans, give it up to him one more time. Your feature winner tonight in your EMOD division, Blake Hayes. Up next, getting ready to pull onto the racetrack, will be our pure stock feature. 12 laps, the distance, starting on the pole, opening nights, feature winner in the 11J, that is Jake Starmer. Starting outside of him in the 55T, that is Mitch Ross. Starting inside the second row in the F86, that's Blaine Nurker. Starting outside him in the 35G, Gavin Greer. Starting inside, third row, the 11S of Tyler Starmer. Starting outside of him in the 15E, that is Eddie Knoll. Starting